no isia ya magana de shima nyina acho ebraso se ensema hodo ya boaboa no Flight TV so no ye kan nyina se kasebo emawo kasebo e efri main studios Okanta School Junction oko Abefontin kan fidie no so Flight TV e wo YouTube kasebo ya krunche nyina agu ho a ubenya bi akan ensema hodo anwumre obati bi ense onmunyamfo Mubarak Muntaka e de atodwa se enchekra aposifo a okọ adwuma no e de camera be hye se de be ya bom ho ban afri nipa bonfo ehun e won semfofrom no atifido mantem musoafo ya bonedin e de atodwa se obeboa na atifido mantem afarantuma pa afra na opanyim baako a oya adwuma o EPA aso de atodwa se ohwe nansen se de wiemu bobre ene wiemu sakyeraye eyeya yan kasankasa yesu ne mban ena de yakọ due babia yadri e won semfofro mu no nso yebekọ Doma Central ani nyina e wo bro mantem no emu na chief imam o Doma Central e de ato edwase no ada ba ekoto ye na Ghana fo nyina eto no bumbum ma NDC no de danse prefe se Ghana de hye ehwe bebre e de free NDC amanyuku no ensem sanso na de hye mo wo enkokọ ere de sede eto mpanyimfo nim so besrada ensamso bi a ewo empotemo no abubu tenimonim ya mpanyimfo no mo nsra ban mu na omaye omo emwawei ene ensema hodo bi ena nwumrei yede sumu seka sebo Flight TV ene Fly FM eso emwaseda eye Macheden International School ose ajapade a odi jabofra na uwachi yenjin free nsem eye nwumasua ne sentifa wo fane break na omachi entity Macheden ewo crèche kindergarten nursery primary and junior high school asem deni say Macheden International School ewa chechire for mabin ewa de chene edition bambo honsem sukuu mpanyimfo atutu ni jepa ele bambo honsem agun na so ye obasa efa sukuu fo eco school anyumro de munyina eba fi asumdue mule 0592500593 kwafu krom Okanta School Junction na oni Macheden International School ND enkomo the general say data bundle no na so ye na ye tobie misrawa da se MTN Airtel Tigo Telecel the general eho na ye koto no ntifre general 0597239862 0597239862 Macheden natural mineral water say odisu abedwa so asem den say ope distributors a ombetu nso na ton na wonso nya emfaso agu botom entra fie enka say adwuma eni omayimu misrawa da kotu nso biton na nya emfaso 0538461144 0205225477 enyuma kwiara urumma ene se nwumre kase bo etwato je kan ni nyina edima kenkan ni eyeme nana Kwame Addo ape ensem no enchechemu ene Mashe dwani emadeshemo asenwase abato empesoaso na ono aproya na yabone din se omeyo soafo a obehwe bambo honsem so micro Ghana mu ewumunyafo Mubarak Muhammad Muntaka na wakasa ede ato edwase obe na fom de bia se de beya abambofo enso efa ahodie betimi ekura wo na kasa na ode to edwase na nse kamia kwese ade abachi bia betise posi niwe yakwa ni sei ene posi niwe sei ni sei basa na ayense mbebre na ode nsemi kotu dwa abroko piemu parliamentary committee no ase na yede totu na no abisa no nhihye ya ono nso ewo edema bambo adwumako no na eno na ode to edwase owojidie pa sesa niema no se koba se posi ni kwa adwuma na tade ehye no ende the camera ebomu a nipa bonfo bia entimi enkoto nhye no so enkwa niema ensem fata na bebo apa amamo nso adwuma no atimi akonani.
I assure you that when by the grace of God this house approves of my nomination and I join the team, definitely there will be assessment of all the team members. You know, His Excellency President Mahama has a vision and objective for which Ghanaians have voted for him. All that will be reviewed in line. And those that in the views of His Excellency President Mahama will be helpful in assisting him to achieve their objective. You can be rest, especially in the national interest, I will support it. But I will not be able to deal with specific individuals to give assurance that, oh, after this person, he will go. After this person, he will stay. In fact, me, myself, I do not have that power. even as Minister for Interior, I do not have that power. I can only make a recommendation about one individual or the other to His Excellency the President. And that decision is that of the President, which all of us are serving at his mercy. So I will not be able to give any definite answer, but I can assure you, I believe, since I was nominated, interacting with them, I can see that they are breaking their back to keep us safe. They need to be encouraged. We need to support the system so that the system will continue to improve and be able to protect all of us. That's assurance you can get from me. But as to who will go, who will stay, I do not have that power. The best or the worst I can do is to recommend to His Excellency, and that is for him. Thank you.
Any omonyamfo Mubarak Muntaka abrebisa no se uko post adwuma konuma hwan kura na sese ne yebebo unti kunsa anase ebimu ohwa yebepamu omo anase ebimu nso ebetena na ode nsemi etu dwafe yentie abra na ochechiremu kwan a omo nso befa so ede camera obo mo ntadimu na aboa na bambo ho nsem apeja.
Mr. Chairman, I mean, this is a very legitimate thing. I have had that serious concern. You know, currently what they do is that when something happens, then the police themselves will say they have the police professional, what do you call it? They have the PIPs, where they will be investigating the issue. I believe that we need to have an independent body that composed with other persons. I was shocked that we can treat each other that badly. Today, the rationing for a prisoner in Ghana is 1 cedi. The thing that you notice is that in the briefing, I realized that since 2015, thereabout, 2015, 2016, thereabout, government has not been able to procure any major Mr. Chairman, body that composed with other persons, not necessarily police alone, investigating these complaints. The Standard Bureau, the Independent Police Standard Bureau, that we've seen in other jurisdictions, we need to be able to do that. And together with the hierarchy of the police administration, we'll take steps to do that. And Mr. Chair, my colleague was right. I remember when the 7 young men in my constituency were shot and killed. And then I remember the then Minister of Interior came to Parliament and said, we are going to investigate. I say, I've had many of that have been investigated by the police and I never heard anything. I insisted, and then that push for an independent committee to be set. It was chaired by a High Court judge. And the results was different because it came out that they were not armed robbers, they were just killed. And we had to even pay compensation. So there are examples of when we insist that the police alone should not investigate, actions have been taken. I must also admit there have been instances where the police themselves also
na what you know and our munyamfo Muntaka to just say e kamia kwense si ano oko prisoner and the ade chia omo chop money 1 cedi 80 pesos na saa nneema no enya de se e hye nkura nti saa de chi obo a obehye na oyensa kiraye ewumu.
I was shocked that we can treat each other that today the rationing for a prisoner in Ghana is 1 cedi 80 pesos for the whole day. 1 cedi 80 pesos. And I doubt, with the greatest respect to these members of the committee and those listening to us, even the cats and dogs in our houses, how much food do we give them? That will put our own compatriots, because of one mistake or the other, in trying to correct them, we feed them with 1 cedi 80 pesos and expect that they will not have communicable diseases, they will not have skin diseases, they will look healthy, they will come out reformed. No. We are rather putting them in an area where we are expecting them to come out more criminal than they went in.
Na kura mu onimoyamfo Muntaka ekasabi fa fire service adwumako no eho na ose wo hwa fiti 2016 na nya de se aban no atimi fire tender bia aba ne santi oba obehye na akadia ebeboa na fire service adwumakuo no enso betimi akonanim.
Thing that you notice is that in the briefing, I realized that since 2015, thereabout, 2016, thereabout, government has not been able to procure any major equipment apart from just about 3 hydraulic, ladders. No fire tender has been procured in the last 9 or 10, almost 10 years. So what it means is that you and I are using vehicles. Even our vehicles that do not carry the kind of load that their work entails. After 10 years, how easy is it to use that vehicle? You wake up and come, try to start it, it will not. But that's the kind of virtually, for lack of a better word, obsolete equipment that we've left them with, and we expect them to be able to use it. And sometimes, unfortunately, with the citizen, out of emotions, we try to even beat the fire hostess because they've run to the place, then they are trying to start their gadget, it's not working, and then we say, you see, the fire is going on, look at what the fire service guys are doing. I can bet you, they are also not happy with the kind of equipment, but that is what they have. And because they are obsolete, the time that you need it, that's when it fails. But one of the things that, by the grace of God, as part of the team, I will be doing together with His Excellency, to be able to meet His Excellency's John Dramani Mahama's vision for the Ghana National Fire Service, is to ensure that we retool them, just as we stated it in our manifesto.
Ani ayam na shebedwane emade shomo asenwase abato empeswaso ani nyina wa asante mantem no emu ono no mampanya bonedin se yandoto na no yegini tumu a omaye oswafo a obehye bambo ensemso microncron Ghana emu yeko atifido mantem no emu na owura John Ali Adolf eno mampanyi abonedin se yandoto na no na so no so pasi true a omehye oswafo obehye atifido mantem no ano na okopie mu committee no asene ho na ode to edwase ade ba ko obo be pa na atifido mantem mu mmabunu atena ho ne se obeboa na mpuntu aba atifido mantem no emu na owura John Ali Adolf etwan nkasa so na ode to edwase na nsen o ho ande babunu bia sori a o se we free sirem na ode na ni akire mu won kran anakumase esan se adwuma enim potem ho na so betimi aboa na mmabunu atena fie na amabua na bibia kwaso agese obua na mpuntuo ena adwuma enso eba ho ni santi oba obebua na adwuma sem abampotemo.
The chairman, the best I can do is first of all to make home a very attractive place so that we don't get further girls and boys migrating from Tamale and for that matter northern region to any part of the south, not only in Accra. Mr. Chairman, we shall initiate apprenticeship training. Those who are interested to become hairdressers, seamstresses, some who want to go into petty trading, we shall introduce some packages to be able to support them to start this, go into these ventures. Mr. Chairman, for all you know, some of them are there. They come all the way from the north to Accra just because her target is to buy a sewing machine. Her target is to buy a dryer. And because of these two things, she finds herself to Accra, and before you realize, she's doing something different. Mr. Chairman, I as a regional minister, if I get the nod from this noble committee, what I can do is to ensure that all the district assemblies under me will take it upon ourselves, and I will supervise and ensure that the district assemblies go strictly by that. We will ensure that every DCE at his level should do his best to stop the migration of these young girls and boys from their respective districts to Accra.
Na nokura mu no na owura John Ali Adolf to dwase na se kamia kwese obi anyia na de na kwatifi do mantemu na ozese oba one na no ahemfo be ka bomu na maye hihye kura e de afa sankrofo no eho.
It is very true that some areas in the northern region have these witchcraft issues still going on. They have open centers at various places. At least I know of Nani area. I know of Nani, that is the Yendi district. I also know of Kuku in the Nanumba North district, that's Bimbila area. And I've heard heard of some also in other regions, but I'm more concerned about my region. Mr. Chairman, most of our very old, the aged, are often accused of witchcrafts. Mr. Chairman, sometimes when I see through social media or on telly what some of them go through, Mr. Chairman, it is something that I feel so much, because I can imagine if my mother or my father had to go through that. I can't take it. Mr. Chairman, I will do everything possible. The traditional rulers, if I am given the opportunity by this house to become a regional minister, Mr. Chairman, I cannot say that I can handle this issue myself or alone or with my district chief executives. Mr. Chairman, we need the intervention of the traditional rulers to help us to see which angle we should take, and if possible, either to reintegrate most of them back to their families, or we find a way of keeping them from this bondage. Mr. Chairman, it is something that I feel very bad when I see what some of these old people go through.
Any Ora John Ali Adolf Ono Nomamponi Abonidi say Onkoye Atifi Domantem no Swafo or the semi etu Jabrobe PMU or Parliamentary Committee no anim and our Sansemina etu eja. Jeffrey Atifi Domantemu na PMU apuye Mantem Mudia and this amanyuku Emmabiomo Asnemanso acrosso Ede atu eja se Amodia Amonam no motiti from Momu se Ura Eric Ahiakwa anano adakra koprim na shebedwa konwa odi ntwe oye na adwe sende nka DCE ono nso kopribi na amotifia na wotete sedi bi na mframamu eno nso ekoso ne santi amode kokobo ekwama mpanyimfo se omunnim na owura Eric Ahiakwai omuyine din efrimu a omaso beye hye na amofrensem chofo enhyemu ewo achim akroso na eno na convener ema NDC ema brin ewo ho owura Bernard Ntiamwa enkansa na ono ne kasa na ode to adwase ohwe owura Eric Ahiakwai a waboa pa ewo empotem ebase party no mu se yemwa na adwuma enkoso eno achikura ohwe mpuntudwuma owura Eric aye ede aboa party na papa no se kobase ema ne DC ebeboa pa ma mpuntu aba empotem ne santi sensema motete omonten so se no kura animanim ja mpanyimfo ensan twensan na owura Eric Ahiakoma yine din omonsanfo ne din hyem anyasa na se beto dwase eyampampa se de omotena ye no kura omaso ba yeshi yentie ne nsem no ebi
awaye ono single between fire service aban your constituency why break comfort school hospital bills in one no is not fire or capacity to be home or pass our constituency in comfort December on a campaign not Kenya MP
nam social NDC no mo ya juma no de NDC to na sa so ya fa de ni asa vote e so fa ni na aha mo kan say akwaso ye NDC kan bia e wa ha we can come to 8 years and we na o so ba ba do ya bi ni na be na wo yi ya ko adole ya na o tu dis ka na ba ne pa no enti say ya fa so ko second time let's go let's see akonya na ko no dia ono le so mo ni mo ni me ko si mu na pa no o ya na amana na ba center o de ko na o de cement na de ni mo na say ya e bi center for any
omanfobia amo asane across manso and am dom nsem eto edwa na yenkotie owura Bernard enkansa ntiamwa convener edima mabri abram friends emtrofo nhyiamu ensem a ode tuja
NDC for 2 times 2 consecutive terms ni no as the face of AMB wa send physical constituency obi police no obi bada hospital no obi yare wa constituency ye regional and budget committee no sa na fam so na DCC wa dia NDC no
Ura Bernard Intiamwa and Kansan Oko Asene Manso across the district ono ene convener Emma NDC members ya mo friends em trofo hyiamu na mo de sanse nyina eto etwa Jeko Doma Central ani nyina ewopono mantem no emu Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam na wakasa ede atu etwa say mpanyimfo wakasa bi omo cancer to whom much is given much is expected enti nanu ade koto abagana fo nyina edi twi eto abama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no ede danse prefe se Ghana de hye nyina ehwe bebre na ede free no ho na ne nkasa mu ena ode to etwa say obasrada ensema hodo na anu mampanyi ekagu yasum ansakra na ye koto abana onhwe na sanse ni nyina oni eso eno achi ofaso eda de srede eto Ghana de hye nyina nim say omampanyi abobe ye adwuma omamfo nyina emmoa no na eni so de hunu no emmoa mu sade beboa na oman no akonani
se Ghana fo ya GDA sei amomo na oba presidential oman ya vote kese sei na oba parliament so a oman sanagini na sei dia na kese Ghana fo de omo hwe ahye omo hu kese pa wo kese expectation ananse ne obi ahwehwe sei sakre papa ebeba na brabo mu no eso yi ti oba zongo community so a difference bia enheda enim obi a stress yankopon be kan omo ho na wabo omo na ne omo hye oboso omo betima ye ene emma omo adwene mu kura post so meye na yankopon ya dom na omo timi ya ebeboa oman no na boa community ahodo ni na obi abrabo akona nimu no sa ena yesre otumfo yankopon emma omo ye mompa ye ma ye leaders tambia obi elidi se sebe onya hoto na onya asomdwe no drive car no wasomdwe mu a me no wa passengers team no yeso ye be ya hoto ya ya asomdwe na obi atima ye ne de na ne pani ni be no so beka ho a na boa ma yi na akona nimu nti eda yankopon se ne asan sere se onya yankopon kan omo na yeso ne adida so se be ye yezungu community nkoa zungu community promuni na o domamai bonumai Ghana mai ene ne ombe ye kurapo na Ghana betimi abo amba wiase sebe eduru baabi a wiase baabi so hie Ghana mo a enti ne ombe ya ebe so wiase baabi kurapo no ye bompa ese ni na abekoyie amaye
na eno achi no ena Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim ede to dwase nanse kamia kwesa de ba chi bia beti se an da ba adwumare mabunu asore se ya ba na aba enti se de tie bia se mamu ye adwuma nyina mu kofie ebi wo ho mo kwara mo se niema obekwara de palo katum ebi wo na ye bro mo osesa ne mani nyina mabuna sabe omu fie no ye ntete omu je wohu bebre teenage pregnancy wohu saa mmofra maso den eno achi ase bia poor parenting control bia wo fort ne ba no oya de ofie kura ontia no wohu broken homes osori a onika pre na so na hankan kure na ode ade srede to mabru nanim so basrada saa niema na omsori omoyeye na abanyuma amosese no omunjai na emo na omano enkonanim
ubeko ye nkoda no bebre aye no mu bebre wo system ne no Ghana sese ya jetum se nipa bebre ho friend ho single parent akoda enkane papa mu eye papa ne maame ena kabum no mama nkoda ntiti edu baabi na ba ko bufu na ba ko de abotre ahia we ka asem na no ahia na we aye enti sometimes e jai na ekoye ba ko ono hihihie ena odidi akoda na kisa emfa papa ma wodi ja ba ko no de nyunyunu saa so di akoda na kia emfa papa ma e da bia e se eren hihihie ni yunu e kabum na normalize system na ekona ni mu yi ubeko school sun bebre no enkoda bebre obi kura hun papa na da ono na maame na te obi so sabe wakọ akoda no baabi odna akọja ne nana wa ba akokura na wa ba borwa no o akoda so dumi edene enti system no mu no kwan a ya ware ya system no enye awareja ye doso yakọ wodi aba edoso enkoda no bi onim ne papa bi wo hoso a yakọ wakọ wonu baabi wa gina bre oba foforo bi a atiti bi akoda no famu no yesi nipa da zani bi a se owani da so a na dwene ye different na di da so nso sa na dwene ne ye different enti how bi kura po na ye nkoda bi mu famu ahumo bro ye se onya firi na wofu ho bebre nya bi even so obenya bi kura one side akoda wo primary sometimes ono na ese ohwe no ho e wa brabom akoda wo JHS ono na ese ohwe no ho akoda bi awie secondary school so wamfa ne ti ahwehwim anopa ono ese ohwe no ofri abonten a obi asabe oti wura mu ba bi se wi na oton nuboni bi na oton ofre no a simple so bit maya no this is our system no wo ya setanum bebre a dene ena nuboni tramadol wi den ubeko da bia case wo krum this system na akwan no ho se sabe awofo side no nye nipa ni na na ya na pepepe ajeche side nye obi na benya na pepepe eduru ba bi a afutuboni obenya ne krum no edo so che ne obenya na fie ebasa na de mabu no ede omu kwan
ani Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim Okodoma Central Mansino emwa ono ene panyimpa oda Muslimi som no ano ewejira so atwa ho agyaboa fonkato eba rekase bono beko Asante Mantem emu
Orofo ise suwa doso kama sababu ya mikamfo etiamo emma chedi orofo ise suwa doso kama sababu ya mikamfo etiamo ejuma obedi party se office ahodo sorry fi companies ahodo majedi national water na mikamfo etiamo yetene se majedi distributors babi tusu no kwaton na so nyampaso edi egubutu na sentene se majedi national water ma discount abra banana ejuma premature info 0538 461144 0205 225477 Admission. Majorin International School Asabia Kenya Education for Crèche, Kindergarten, Nursery, Primary and Junior High School. Majorin International School say, school pasa education for or classroom education for Baku Adunu. Bambo Hunse Majorin International School after 2 years and Bambo Hunse Naso. You watch it for mapping, you watch it any education. Majorin International School, quite off opposite Kanta School Junction. Open any Sibia 0592 500 5593 0592 500 5593. Majorin International School, dream, believe and come.
Yet waka se bono so na medo akwa Asante Mantem Kropon Kumasi emu Dr. Nantachi panyi kwanchefo a Order Environmental Protection Agency EPA ano Asante Mantem no emu na wakasa ede atu edwase nanse kamia kwese ewiemu sakraye no enya de se obia timu se an ne ensobeto anase ne awia bebo se enkane bi utimi pie ko gina bonti hwe so din se sire ne wiemu aye de ensobeto nanso enne ekoba se okoye sa akra na enya de se eye nokure na ne nkasa mu na o kire se de nanse ewiemu asesa na ewiem bobre obi ehu ba bi etina no ni nyina eya timamufo ete omayi mu yensu ene yemban ena kofa sa ne man nyina aba ni senti na ode etu edwase sa ohawa te se climate no ede abreye no o se ehyew pa ena se abawiase odana also fan si so e chense de wa chef front no e betu brodu so ekobasa e yo help na eno achi kra na o se o hwe se nansa enso to akra bi na de e beti ese japade enema bebre asese ni nyina eyensu ene yen ban e danadi
yenyuma ye no ama ewie nyina no yetwetwe nyina de free hono they say it is a carbon dioxide no ye home ba bontina enya ba bi enya ni hono na etimi age asone so de amaye eno ama carbon dioxide no afro akotina ewie mu a ede phenomenon bi e fe no climate change ede aba ya amasese na yehu ye yebeka say climate change so ebino sisia meka say se base ensuo na eta ensuo no towa ho den ye den so mankrofo dan eso pipa na the flooding so aba na fe lives and properties nyina so etimi asai the sent no ama aya awo kese e de ama anam anhu kese de na wiase afa na nyina ya yehu ye bi ekwakoshe ne mwachi no yehu se ewiampo na eba ewianu kwa ho den kese so pa na de nyema bibre etimi aba ede o how ehun susanso bibre ede mai and see make say so you value them so that one so air condition and one so fan and see so a we me share ntino ontumi enda ama ne se ne so fi hono mu a se mfa se nsuo no kania yesusa no ye se ohu ehun se January eyo pepon no to aso aba se April eyo oforisu na hono muti se nsuo no abrebi a ohu se nsuo no ebeto no utimi predictive say around this time no nsuo bitimi ato ama kwani timi dua na ade na enso so ene climate change no ama rainfall pattern no aye erratic ya untimi hu time nsuo no ebeto ne time epe
na eno achi no na Dr. Jackson nyantachi eretu edwa say obesra daga na de shebebre e wo koto asase na abekọ ese o we de nsuo mu nti epesi uto anya hwe na odi amerika na wakoto nsuo beto no na chese akwa ensem bebre ofaso era de srede to manfo nyina nim se obesraja uto dana se u siwia u kompa ho no enye concrete e wo so ohuma nsuo to entimi nwura fom na entimi muasere be ya climate change
and concrete the entire surface. Yen space on say a form of home in so home. And on a year you two bra we are saying into a sense you look at infiltrating in the team. They call recharging groundwater no MIA. Na bring na ye it's in Yasbiano. Then so you two is if you ya near concrete home na in space 20 run of room nan equa na at yes nti yesi fie no yenya spaces bi a yen concrete o ni bi dua ni sa ne mu na awo hono na ma yie no sa chai no eso etimi ate amaye nti apeso so yenya business card ye ka plot no yen hwe se yen kosi edan no emfa kosi susan no kwan ana be ye nsuo wo da ye friend wetland no yen kosi hono because wetland no ena a serve as a sink na ke nsuo na ko gina hono na discharging gradually and yako nti yen kosi esuo enfensi susai ekwemu na yen
asante mantemu panyimpa oda environmental protection agency no ano Dr. Jackson nyantachi edensem nyina etudwa kasebo no ekono nkokora bremu enti yekọ enkoko na adehia mu wo enkoko nyanchie ani nyina wo kwawu west mansinu emu ewapuye mantemu de srede eto mpanyimfo nzombe srada ensamso bi a esam ho na eboama konebadie ekọ hare so no beya busum baako enso ni ena nsamso mekire foot bridge no ebuye besi ene enya ade se mpanyimfo atu ho anamo na omonka semu ena mo kire se enche ekra ena dusuafo omko school Ampia Memorial School ekwa kunya akwanhia kra kwa nipa enwotwe kra eto ananom ewo nsiedo ne senti se service be youth na wankasa ho yi wati bone ne senti no
One cry to my home, I am sincere. And then Menantia might be Jana Quansua. Near Bo abiding in penny for and Kaya said, yes, some would be a corner and Yansia Canana Humbi. One see when you saying, yes, say, on Baby, roast am I? Said the bear, I send with Dimmy Cabano, a better to Wasi. A business there was to be back when ye.